Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Smart Money. On today's episode, we do a deep dive on how you can select the right health insurance plan, what are the things you need to evaluate before picking your health insurance, and we'll also help you with an age-wise breakdown on how much insurance you need at what age, what are the premiums you need to pay for it as well. Joining us on the show is Girish Nayak. He's the Chief Technology, Health and Officer at ICICI Lombard. Girish, thanks a lot for joining us on CNBC-TV18. I want to first start with what the importance of health insurance is in today's economy, because a lot of young people, a lot of people reach out to me saying, we just don't know how to start our insurance journey. So what is your advice to them?
Thank you, Sonia, for having me on the show. And like you said, it's a very important topic because not many people are really aware of health insurance. And it's a very important aspect of financial planning. Health insurance costs, the healthcare costs are rising and the medical costs are really rising, and almost every year we have 63 million Indians who actually fall below poverty line because of healthcare costs, and that's a huge number. So planning for a financial emergency is extremely important, and health insurance helps you to do that. Now, there are many kinds of health insurance. Two main kinds are basically the group insurance and the individual insurance. Most of us are familiar with the group insurance policies which you have with your employer. The employer will have a group insurance policy, and all the employees are typically covered by it. There's also the individual insurance policies where you can take it as an individual, and there are many kinds of individual insurance policies that you have. But I think what is more important, that every individual should have some sort of a health insurance policy to protect against unforeseen medical emergencies.
Sure.
That's very important.
I want to talk a little bit about that, right? Because all of us employees have a corporate policy. But you spoke about the different types of health insurance. There's group health insurance, there is individual health insurance. So for someone who already has corporate insurance, do you need to take a top up? Do you also need an individual health insurance? Can you just explain a little more?
Sure. See, for example, group insurance policies typically will cover all employees in a group, and the cover is generally around 4 to 5 lakhs per individual. Some employers also offer coverage to maybe spouse, children, if the employers are very generous, spouse, children, parents. So there are different kinds of cover that employers provide. But most of these covers are typically around 4 to 5 lakhs. And that really doesn't suffice for a family health insurance cover. So it is always advisable to have an individual insurance cover as well. Now, normally, also what happens is when you are in employment, you typically don't worry about this thing saying that your kind of employer is going to cover you and you would be on till retirement. But when you retire, say at the age of 60, and suddenly you realize you are without a cover, at that point in time, going and getting cover will be very expensive, unless you had a cover from a significantly earlier age. So that's one reason why you should get a health insurance cover, even though you have a group insurance group cover that is covering you. The other thing is that the coverage of the group insurance policy is typically limited to what the employer kind of decides for you. Yeah. Here, you as an individual, you can kind of have a lot more add-ons that you want, which are more suited to your requirements. And hence, having an individual insurance policy is always better than just having only the group insurance cover that you normally go with.
Okay. So we are talking about the advantages of personal retail insurance, right? So individual insurance, basically. You spoke about how you get to decide what the cover can be as opposed to your employer deciding. And the other thing is, when you retire, you will not just be left without an insurance. So it's always better to have an individual policy.
Not only when you retire. Say, for example, you
quit your job.
Quit your job and want to become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
At that point in time, again, you might be wanting to set out on the exciting journey, but it's better if you have an individual cover at that point in time.
Okay.
So at least any healthcare emergency is covered.
So when you're saying a corporate insurance, you have that, you do a top-up, or you take a separate individual insurance policy?
Again, there are multiple options that you can take. A separate individual insurance policy is always best because it covers you right from the base. So tomorrow, like for example, I said, if you go out of the corporate job and you want to start off on your own, you have a cover right from base. But yes, some people would, from point of view of their budget, would want to take a top-up policy. So top-ups are much cheaper than the taking a full cover. So if you want to take a cover for say 15 lakhs and your employer is giving you 3 lakh cover. You say take a top up which will cover you from 3 lakhs to 15 lakhs. So that will be cheaper than taking a full 15 lakh cover. But at the same time, you should realize that when your group insurance stops, the first 3 lakhs will still need to be covered by you. So you need that base cover at some point in time. So again, it's advisable to take an individual complete insurance policy and just a top up if you can afford it.
Okay. I want to talk about starting insurance at a younger age, right? What are the benefits of buying health insurance at a younger age, and what age is the right age to start?
Good question. I mean, it's always good to start early. Again, from a health insurance point of view, the healthier the life, the lower the insurance. Younger customers always have a lower insurance premium. And given our lifestyles today and the kind of stress that is there, invariably you see people over 40, 45 ending up having some kind of a lifestyle illness, whether it's hypertension, blood, diabetes. India is the diabetes capital of the world. So once you have any of these, when you get into an insurance policy, at that point in time, these get marked off as pre-existing diseases. And your cover, the premium is always higher. But if you're already on a policy and you contract these, your premium would not change, because you didn't have those conditions when you contracted the policy. So it's always better to get in at an early age. When you start your career, start off with insurance policy. Okay,
I want to understand, is health insurance a tax-saving tool, or should you look at it separately?
Well, there is an advantage of tax saving as well, because you have up to age of 60 years, you can cover yourself and your family, and under Section 80D, you get a cover of up to 25,000 of a premium you can set off. If you're covering your parents who are above 60, then you get an additional 50,000 set off under the Section 80D.
Okay, but you shouldn't look at it as a tax-saving tool, right?
That's an added benefit.
It's an added benefit.
It's an added benefit. So when you want to do your financial calculations, it does help saying that, okay, this much is coming back to me as a tax saving. But I would look at it purely as a protection, which you need, because one is making investments to grow your capital, but this kind of protection for your capital. In case there is any emergency, you don't draw from your capital to pay for it. So you have something which takes care of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I do want to know how much health insurance do I need age-wise, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll tell you how to plan your health insurance to secure your future in just a bit.